When sailing in strong winds, you're handling a lot of power, and to fully enjoy it, you must be able to use a harness. Here's Jim with all the information you need.
Thanks, Lars. The harness is a wonderful tool. Once mastered, it allows you to effortlessly hang out and use your body weight to hold the sail as it unloads your arms and back. This leaves you in full control to enjoy blasting over the water and to sail for longer periods. The harness is a wonderful tool. Once mastered, it will allow you to effortlessly hang off the boom whilst utilising your body weight to hold the sail. This lightens the load on your arms and back and leaves you in full control to enjoy blasting over the water. The harness is an engineered piece of cloth, padding and plastic that is designed to give perfect support to unload the body. Since everyone is different, it's important to try on different harnesses in order to find the one that fits you perfectly. Without the harness, shortboarding in strong winds wouldn't really be possible. You are handling so much power in these conditions that even somebody in great shape wouldn't last very long. You can start sailing with the harness after you have mastered the basics on a big board. It can also be beneficial in moderate winds to build up much needed endurance in your windsurfing muscles, and therefore you could learn to use the harness after doing this. The combination of improving your stance both in and out of the harness will ensure a quick progression to sailing smaller boards in stronger winds. There are basically two types of harness, the waist harness and the seat harness. The main difference being that the waist harness has a higher hook and you therefore hang out with a straighter body position. Whereas the seat harness with its lower hook lets you adopt a more seated position and keeps the power transfer lower. The waist harness is mostly used by improvers and manoeuvre-oriented riders such as wave sailors and freestylers who need to get in and out of the lines more often and require maximum freedom around the legs with the absence of straps. It is also the most popular type of harness. The seat harness is more for the speedsters, cruisers and racers. Some may find the seat harness to be anatomically better for them. If you're going to use a harness for the first time, we suggest you get a waist harness, as it eases the learning considerably. When first trying to sail with a harness, it is vital to get the right kind of conditions to learn in. So pick a day with non-planing conditions, constant wind and flat water, and use a big board with a medium-sized sail. Before you go in the water, it's important to have your harness line set up correctly, so please refer to the tuning chapter for more information on placement and length of lines. In order to ensure smooth hooking and unhooking, make sure your harness is done up nice and tight, and then re-tightened after you've been in the water for a while. The action required to get hooked in is actually quite simple, and not that scary. Here's what you do. Sail along in your normal stance across the wind. Have a quick look at the lines and then pull the sailing towards you while simultaneously lifting your hips up to meet the line. When the line connects with a hook, drop your hips down to commit to the harness line and look forward. As soon as you're hooked in, resume your normal stance with the shoulders out and hips down whilst looking forward and upwind for gusts and lulls. To unhook, continue in your stance with the rig away and hips committed to the lines, and then give a short pull on the boom. This releases the tension on the lines, and the lines will then drop out from the hook. Once on the water, you may have to readjust the position of the lines as conditions and circumstances change. As the wind increases and the sail gets more powered up, the draft can move backwards, and this may be out of position from where you previously placed the lines. In such an event, move both the lines towards the arm with the most pull until the harness lines become balanced with an even pull on both arms. In the beginning, when you are in a harness, you might feel like you are locked in position and a bit out of control. But you can still make the body adjustments required to maintain a good stance. If you come into a lull, the power in the sail drops, and so to avoid falling backwards, you can bring your weight over the board by pushing the boom away on extended arms and raising your hips whilst bringing your front knee towards the mast. However, if the rig is powering up in a gust and you're getting pulled forward, just lean out on extended arms and drop your body weight down and back for a bent back leg. You can head upwind to control more power, and from here you would sheet in with the rear shoulder to maintain power and keep speed. If you find yourself out of control, look and head upwind by raking the rig back and bringing your body forwards. You can then unhook safely. Steering is most effective through the feet scissoring and looking where you want to go. Here are some more tips to give you more control in using the harness and allow you to look somewhat cooler. A great way to improve your harness work is to lighten your grip on the boom, almost like you are playing the piano. This forces you to become more committed to the lines through dropping of the hips. As you get more used to this, then lift off one hand at a time. This will also tell you if your lines are in the right place. Your final goal is to be confident sailing along one-handed. Get good at this and practice it a lot. It will really improve your stance and give you control and confidence for those smaller boards and stronger winds. If you get pulled over by the rig, then keep the rig away at arm's length and fall onto the sail with your knees. If you go in backwards and remain hooked in, try to relax and come towards the boom with your hips and sweep the line out with a hand. If you're losing control and about to get pulled forward by the rig and go out the front door, then just sheet in and go with it. Once you're going, it's best to follow the rig round and pull in with a backhand. You will land away from the kit with you and your board intact, and it will be great training for the forward loop.